Evening folks, this is Best in Slot and welcome back to our top workshop items off the week list for Planet Zoo. 5 pretty incredible things to show you this week, really a big focus on modern and interesting, unique, really creative designs more than anything else. I really want to highlight the things that showcase the insane creativity of the community. Whether all this stuff is super helpful is another matter altogether, but you'll definitely be able to find some niche cases where you can use it. Speaking of, this is probably the most useful of the bunch, maybe second. This is the Animal Chessboard by Kingdom, and it's pretty damn cool. It is a full-on giant chessboard reminiscent of, I don't know, Harry Potter or something like that. And it's got a little viewing area over here on the right hand side, so you walk up the steps, you sit down, you grab a drink and you look as the animal pieces play chess, or like people drag them along, or it's a hologram, or whatever justification you want to use for a giant chessboard. I think if you had like a garden themed kind of zoo, this would be a awesome centerpiece. And it is actually built correctly. So we've got our pawns, which are the little monkeys in the middle. We've got our bishop, which is the happy panda with the cross. Our knight is actually a red panda riding a stag, and the rook is the big boy gorilla. The king and queen are in the middle. The hippo with her little crown. The king, of course, the lion with his crown. I think the units are the same on both sides. They are indeed. And yes, each side has got like a proper, and look, I don't know, I just think that's really, really cool. Is that not awesome? I think that's awesome. It's really inventive, really unique. The pieces on the right hand side do have black bases rather than white bases, so you can tell them apart. The monkeys sitting in their little baskets, I love that, riding. I just think it's super, super creative, and hopefully some of you can find a niche case to use it in. Who knows, maybe as a centerpiece for your park, or like a Alice in Wonderland themed park or something like that. This could be pretty damn cool. Get this into, oh, I've made a terrible mistake. You do have to, there we go. So, check this out. I will, of course, link all these workshop items in the description down below. Go check it out, and let's move on to number 2. Now, our next piece doesn't really need much discussion, but it does bear looking at. Get it? Well, you don't get it yet, but you will get it in a second. This is... Go. I just want to do this dramatically. We zoom out, we zoom out, we zoom out. Can you tell what it is yet? Okay, I've already kind of told you via my little hint there. Oh, it's getting more clear. It's getting more clear. There we go, folks. It is Grizzly Bear artwork by Gia Marco. By Gia Marco. Grizzly Bear artwork by Gia Marco. And it is really, really, it's insane. It's insane. You know what I love about this as well is the variety of different colours. A lot of people, especially beginner artists, will use, you do this and you do it in like brown, and you use black for the shadowing and stuff like that, whereas the use of the blues and the sort of the pinks and all these different shades really shows that this is a person who's a talented artist in their own right, and has somehow managed to bring that into Planet Zoo with what is just a really, really cool, really hyper detailed, awesome looking grizzly bear. I have no idea where you'd use this. Maybe for a grizzly bear exhibit, you'd have this big, beautiful artwork framed outside of your exhibit. I can see this genuinely being useful. It's made up of, I don't know, thousands of different little pieces all sort of slipped together like this, all to change colour. Let's have a little grab at one. We can see what we've been using here. Indian fascia floral topper. And that might be what is the main thing by the looks of it. Yeah. All the floral toppers and a couple of like pieces of timber and stuff like that have been used to, yeah, we've got some, I've been used to make a bear. I just think that's really cool, and this kind of creativity and design work deserves to be celebrated. I stood one up over here, just so you can get a feeling of what it might look in an actual zoo. This is probably what I would have it looking like. You'd have it stood up, you'd have it framed, big piece of wood behind it, and some dramatic lighting, and then you'd walk through into the grizzly bear indoor habitat or something. That might be pretty cool. Grizzly Bear artwork by Gia Marco, insanely talented. Go check it out at the link down below. Next on our list then is one of the coolest design shops I've ever seen in Planet Zoo. This is the Miffy Balloon Shop. Now, it is made by someone with a East Asian name. It's lettering that I cannot possibly hope to pronounce. I'm not going to attempt to, but the name is at the bottom. You can check the link out in the description. I do apologise for my inability to do that. I would hate to even attempt to, obviously, so go check out their work. If you're watching this, big thumbs up, work is amazing. So this is Miffy Balloon Shop. So we've got a random little, don't know what's going on here actually, like lollipop things, very odd. I'm just going to try to circle around the back first, because the front is incredible. The back's really nice as well. It's just a very nicely designed shop. I believe there's 2 shops in here. We've got this really nicely lit up. We'll go check this out at night as well. I can see there's lights under the trellis here. Circling around. Oh, right, so there's the shop. So that's a just that. And if we swing to the right very quickly, there's a something here as well. We can check what that is. That is a Looney Balloon, so it's a balloon shop, of course. That makes a lot of sense. But really the highlight of this is this in the middle. Look at that. Looney Balloons. Bam. Big old, just some, to me, fairly Japanese looking character sitting in the middle of this huge pastel coloured balloon pit, you know, balloons flying around in the sky, bouncing. It looks like it's in motion even when it's actually not moving. All these little this reminds me a lot of the jellyfish reef, where someone's taken something very simple from Planet Zoo and given it a whole new context just by the context of the other items around it. You know, there's no reason these necessarily would look like balloons. They look like random balls, but it's a balloon shop. They're bouncing around everywhere. They got these pastel colours. Some of them are floating up in the sky. It looks like a big balloon pit, and there's some blue and white ones lining up just above the roof there as well. I think this is, again, insanely creative, beautiful to look at. It really is, and would just be perfect for this kind of themed zoo. I'm just going to very quickly shuffle over to nighttime. There we go. Oh, I mean, look at that. It takes on a little bit of a morbid, terrifying vibe. I'll say, not morbid, but a little bit spooky at nighttime, I'd say, to an extent, but very, very cool in general. Now, whilst it's nighttime and we've got a transformer going, we can head over to item number 4. Fourth of our placeable items then, before we head over to a custom zoo that we're going to load into, are the Chinese Phoenix lights. And again, this is a name I can't pronounce. It's a name fully in Chinese, unfortunately, so I'm going to have to leave that to some of you at home, but definitely worth checking out. Let's zoom out a little bit. Bum-ba-dum-ba-dum. There it is. Just an impeccably done, insanely talented build. This giant Chinese Phoenix. The Phoenix is seemingly, according to workshop description, and that is the extent of my research, a fairly sacred creature in Chinese culture, or at least some sects of Chinese culture, and yeah, they've represented that really well. You know, this reminds me of like the opening display from the Olympics or something like that, and I think if you had, again, an appropriately themed, maybe you had a Chinese themed zoo with only Chinese animals, and you walked in and you had this as like a centerpiece hanging over a fountain or something like that, what an amazing, beautiful beginning that would be. What an incredible way to kickstart a park that would be. I think it's yeah, pretty. They're like, the level of detail in the build is insane. This is something like 4,000 glowing tubes stuck together. Yeah, blown away as per usual. Look at that. That is insane. It's perfect. It's perfect. It glows. It's amazing. We can shift over to daytime, but yeah, you can see this is meant to be seen at night. It looks okay in the day. It looks like a really nice central display, but it comes alive at night. Absolutely amazing. Go check it out. Unfortunately, cannot pronounce the name, but I will still put it down below, assuming my keyboard can handle the characters, which hopefully it can. And we have one more item to go check out, but it's not a placeable one. We have to hop over to a brand new zoo. So, as promised, we're going to check out a custom zoo. Now, I will say this one has been, for some reason, pretty taxing on my PC. It's struggling a little bit with this one. Took ages to load in, we're getting some lag spikes and stuff like that, but it is so cool. I cannot resist checking it out. This is the Space Zoo by Kay Sanderson, somebody whose work we've checked out in the past as well, and it is meant to be I mean, already you can kind of tell this is, you know, space age corridor kind of stuff. And we've got these like portals out there into the wider world, which is, I believe, designed to look like Mars or just some arid planet. You know, you can see just red rock and dust everywhere. Very cool. Yeah, sorry about the lag. I can't think to do much about that. So let's have a little look around the zoo. And like I said, this is a downloadable zoo, so you'll be able to load into it fully as it is in your game. You won't place this down, you'll load in, and it'll already have some animals in it. So as we swing around here, we can look down. Look at this. This is very, very cool. It's a shame about the lag. That could just be, well, my PC's getting on a little bit right now. It is worth mentioning that on the workshop it does say this is a work in progress, so things like the staff area I would expect to change over time, but just like these space age doors, these little... space age, I'm going to say space age for everything, you know, these door lights by the side of them. This is unbearable, but it's so cool. We will power through. So we've got some exhibits here. We've got the red-ruffed lemur and the ring-tailed lemur. There they are down there. Still fairly classic-looking exhibits, but it's the way you view them with these huge glass panels and just massive areas. That's very space agey. We've got the near enough pure black donation boxes, because obviously that suits a lot better. There they are, living their best life. Even the insider decoration, that little pit in here, that's very cool. Very space agey. And like these little walls here that they've custom made with these you know, sharp sort of racing stripe sort of shapes. What else have we got? Let's have a little peek around. We've got a central plaza area down here. You can get some food, get some leg, you know, pizza pen. Pizza pen, is that what it's called? Pizza pen is still going to be around in 2084 with this depressed looking. I think it's meant to be. Oh, it's meant to be facing the other way. It's meant to be like a thief. For me, it kind of looks like an S&M pizza to me. Anyways. We can. Oh, look at this central. I love everything. The history of planet Earth, because we're no longer on planet Earth. African Savannah section. Let's swing down into there. Again, I think this may be one of the in development parts of the park by the looks of things. So we can, however, ooh, don't do that. We can hop over here. We can hop into here, and we can have a look what animals are actually present and go check out some of the exhibits. So we have. Oh, they're in there. Thingy. We have some elephants somewhere. Can we go over there? Oh, yeah, there we go. Elephants are in a outdoorsy looking exhibit. Very cool. He even has, again, another little space age viewing centre. That is a partial underwater one as well. Oh, it's also got flamingos in here. And giraffes. Very cool. I do apologise about the lag. I know it's not helping this at all, but it's an awesome zoo and I really want to showcase it. Look at the baby elephant. Little baby. Very cool though. Alright, I'm not gonna spend too long showcasing this, but there you go. There is the Space Age Zoo in development. Got some way to go, but a really cool start. A really inventive idea that's been done really well. It does look like a space age colony that's set up on a remote planet, and eventually you would have to have this kind of thing. You know, we're gonna go colonize Mars, etc. But eventually, when we've got the basics done, you're going to want entertainment, you're going to want to breed animals, you're going to want to start new populations and stuff, and this is, yeah, a pretty cool way of doing it. What's in here on the left? Is it macaques? It is indeed macaques. So, one thing we're very quickly going to do just before we end, we're going to shift things over to nighttime. Just because I'm curious. And, yeah, I just want to see all the buildings light up. Like so. There you go. Space Age Zoo, Keith Sanderson's, very cool. Highly recommend checking it out. Hopefully your PCs will be able to handle it a little bit better than mine seemingly can. It is obviously large and very detailed, very many pieces in this zoo, so it can can definitely have a bit of an impact on your PC. But my old girl is getting on a little bit as well, to say the least. She's getting past her time now, I'm afraid. Right, anyways, we're going to end it there. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you to everyone who put their stuff, amazing work, on the workshop in the first place. Remember to check all these out in the description down below, and I will see you lovely folks next time. Let me know which one of these 5 is your favourite. Cheers much love as always. Bye-bye. Hey folks, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video or you want to help support me a little bit more, you can do so at patreon.com/bestinslot. There's a link in the description down below. Every little really does help in times like these, but it's not at all expected, and by just watching the video you've already helped me out massively, and it makes you a pretty cool person, so well done you. Thanks for joining me either way, I'll see you next time.